Yes guys, so welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Roland Bad 103 or the TD07, depending, what you want to call it. So if you're thinking about getting one of these kits, this is not a sponsored video at all, but Roland, if you're watching, you can sponsor me if you want, because your gear is friggin' mint. But if you're thinking about getting one of these kits, watch this video, because I'm pretty sure by the end of this video, I will have won you over and you're going to literally go on the Roland website and buy one of these kits because they're absolutely incredible. So let's get straight into it. So first off, I bet you're wondering, what do you get with this kit? So you get this. This is a solid kick drum. It's actually quite loud considering it's electric. It makes quite a hard thumping sound. But this is essentially the mesh head that you can tell I've already been playing it loads. This is the mesh head that you get with it, and it does come with lugs here, which you can tighten, so I assume it obviously tightens this skin around here. To be honest with you, I don't think it has anything to do with the mesh head that you're going to be hitting, so these lugs are pretty pointless. I think it's just purely off of aesthetic looks. And this is, it's not huge. I actually don't know the dimensions off the top of my head, but it comes with a standard Gears for Music pedal. There's so many different options. You can get a Gear for Music, which is just standard, comes with it, or you can get, because I ordered it off Gear for Music, but you can get any pedal. It depends what sort of package you're buying, but this is just like, your basic standard package, which I think at the time it was £1,800 when I brought it, something around that, 1,900 maybe actually. So you first of all you get a kit like this, then you get snare stand with the snare, which is absolutely unreal. If you look under here, so it plugs in just at the back there, no bottom skin, obviously unneeded, and then this is mesh, and I'm pretty sure it's what you class as 3-ply. So it's like 3-layered or something. And this you can tighten with the lugs here, which I have mine fairly tight, have a decent bounce on it. Don't know what I've done there already. I'm not even sure. Looks like toast and chocolate spread, but I don't know. Anyway, so that's the snare drum. Absolutely amazing feel, amazing size. It's nimble and sturdy, and it's nice. Then we move on to the rack tom, which comes with this crash cymbal stand, which is really good actually for space, because you don't actually have any you don't have a stand here where it's going to be taking up any leg room here. So this is obviously on a ball joint, which comes just off of the side here, which is absolutely perfect. And you can get any sort of height you want, any angle, because obviously with the ball joint, you can do absolutely everything with it. So I have mine, pretty somewhat flat back there, and then comes off the top is the crash, which comes with obviously your little wing nuts here. I have them solid because it's not metal, it doesn't matter, it's rubber, so they're solid in place, because their hit zone I find anyway, the hit zone where it says Roland kind of doesn't really exist. The hit zone is mainly this side, this half of the cymbal, so you kind of want this locked in place, because if it spins round, and you're hitting the Roland side, you're not going to get much of a response. Yeah, I don't know if that's just the way it is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but that is the stand you get. It's a nice stand. You can have it. You've got this like boom here, which you can extend it. You can have your crash and your rack tom absolutely wherever you want, no matter where you want it. It's completely gives you every option under the sun, really. Third, we've got, here we go, oh, let me tighten this a bit. We've got our ride, and it acts as a crash as well, so you can hit the edge, You've got the bell, which also, so you got bell, you got the top of the ride sound and the edge. Yeah, this is really nice bit of kit, this is. And do you know what? It's actually really good for practicing, like, you know, your what's the word? Precision. That's the word I'm looking for. Because it's not a huge cymbal, but it's, yeah, it's got all these different registering, like, points, like the edge, the top, and the bell. And this is coming off of another stand, which also has a ball joint, which then your floor tom comes off of. So, as you can see, there's no legs here, which is really good, actually, because, you know, it gives you more space here. This kit is basically made to fit in small places as well, and it's really good, actually, because you still get that acoustic kit feel, while still not needing actually a lot of space at all, to be honest with you. Yeah. Then finally we have the hi-hat stand, which the one I've got is just a regular Gear for Music hi-hat stand, which, you know, does the job. And this is like a fully functioning normal acoustic hi-hat stand. But obviously you've got one cymbal, because I'm not entirely sure how this works, but something to do with this obviously registers closed and then open, closed, open, you know, and that is, it's very responsive. Like, it's actually, you know, like, you sometimes find with some electric kits, you might, if you open a hi-hat a little bit late, it might not even register as you're hitting it as an open hi-hat. It might still, but this, you know, this is like proper, you know, registers every time. It's really good, actually. And it's the same sort of concept. Like, this is what I've got it pretty tight in place, because where it says Roland, it doesn't like have like a hit zone as such here. It registers more here. Whether that's just I don't know, I'm not sure, to be honest, but that's the crack, really. That's how it works. But yeah, they sort of all lock in place anyway, so you don't really have to worry about them spinning, to be honest, because you can just lock them into place. But let's move straight on to the module now, which hangs off the side of the hi-hat stand, actually, which is really convenient. But let's get straight into the TD07 module, and I'll show you what this whole kit is about. So here we have the module. Let's turn it on. Really simple, actually, and that's what I love about this module, is there's a lack of buttons, and I just prefer when it's simple, stripped back, because, you know, that's all you need. This little button here, this basically spins through all the kits. So you've got 50 presets, but I believe there's 30. There's 25 kits, and obviously you can make your custom kits on user kit. And then, yeah, these buttons here do the exact same thing. It depends how I usually just use the buttons, to be honest with you. This comes with inbuilt Bluetooth, which is really good. So you just press this, press enter, and then it obviously searches for Bluetooth device, which is so good when you're wanting to record covers or just play to music or anything like that. It's really good. You've got your settings button, so, you know, your pad, MIDI, yeah, so obviously it comes with MIDI, and so you can record MIDI, which is really good. You got your system, version, factory reset. Yeah, it's quite, like, easy to get your head around, you know. There's not a huge load of buttons, which is really good. And I'll show you the back here in a second with the ports. It's the same sort of thing. I'm not really sure what this does, to be honest with you. Probably not a lot, by the looks of it. You got your volume here, so it goes all the way to 130. In here, this is where I believe you go and edit your kits, for when you can make your custom kits. That's where you do it. Oh no, I'm pressing enter by accident. And yeah, so you got your metronome as well. You can hear it coming out of my headphones. And that is really it, to be honest with you, when it comes to the module. Like, it's simple, it's stripped back. It's really easy to get your head around. Like, you don't need instructions, you know, and that's what's really good about this this kit. You can just plug it in and you can just start playing. The kits sound really nice, actually. I'll just record myself playing a few of the kits. Some weird kits as well, but there's some nice sounding kits on here. So let's get straight into that, and I'll show you what some of these sound like. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. That is the Roland TD07 Bad 103, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there's some pretty cool sounding kits there, to be fair. Like nice presets as well, because, you know, a lot of kits you get, sometimes they got some like proper, like, you know, they sound a bit naff, like the presets, but it's got some nice sounding presets. The kit feels nice. You know, it's decent value. You get what you pay for, you know. It's one of them. What else can I say about it? You know, it fits in decent space. You don't need a lot of space at all, whilst you still get, you know, the acoustic feel of a kit, which is really good for if you can't play an acoustic, which a lot of people can't because of where they live. You know, this is what you want, something like this, because it mimics a kit so good, and probably the best sort of way you're ever going to mimic a kit that's not an acoustic kit, you know. So yeah, that's been my review on the Roland VAD 103. This is not a sponsored video, but yeah, I hope I've sold it to you, because I'm not joking, this kit is really fun to play and feels amazing. So make sure to like and subscribe, keep notifications on, and I will be posting probably next week again. But yeah, man, end of the video. See you in a bit.